Papa, what the hell is this? Miss Jo Atworthy threw the package she was carrying at her father's desk. He dove to catch it before it could hit the battered mahogany surface. Careful, that's a very rare collection of Catullus' poems to Lesbia, Jo. Oh, good Lord! Jo clenched her teeth and counted to 10. Another expensive book, and of dirty poetry, no less. How many times did she have to tell Papa they couldn't afford such extravagances? She watched him reverently unwrap the book and stroke its leather cover. 1,000 times would make no difference. He never heard things he didn't want to hear. She blew out a short, sharp breath. There was nothing to be done. She'd have to tell Mr. Windley she'd take his youngest little hellion on as a Latin student. She untied her bonnet and jerked it off her head. But she would not take Mr. Windley on as well. No matter how clearly he hinted he'd be delighted to hire her permanently, via a wedding ring, to teach his spawn and tend his hearth and maybe even produce a new idiot Windley or two. Yet the damnable truth was her marriage would solve all their financial difficulties. She flung her bonnet on an overstuffed chair. Knocking some sense of economy into Papa's thick skull would work as well. He was studying the pages of his newest purchase now, smiling with unadulterated joy and a touch of awe. Papa, you must stop buying these books. We simply don't have the funds to pay for them. He didn't even bother to glance up. Now, Jo, I'm sure we can— We cannot! She shoved her hands in her pockets to keep from strangling him, and her fingers slid over the letter she'd got when she'd picked up the post. A small thrill shot through her. She'd been waiting for this letter, looking for it each day for the last week. When she'd finally seen it, her address written in the familiar black scrawl, she'd wanted to snatch it up and take it to her room, to curl up in her favorite chair and read it in privacy. But Papa's blasted package had caused all thought of her letter to fly out of her head.